Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's Evan here from LearningWorks for Kids, and today I am joined by the Director of Education for LearningWorks for Kids, Shanna, and a very talented developer, Constantine. How are you guys?
Hello. Doing good, doing good. How you doing?
Good, good. I'm doing good. I'm doing well. How about you, Shanna?
I'm doing great. Great. Excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So Constantine here was recruited by LearningWorks for Kids to help create a Roblox tycoon game for everyone to enjoy that helps teach kids about planning skills and how those skills are helpful in our day-to-day life. The game is nearly finished, and we will have some footage here of what it looks like so far, post edit. We are super excited for it, and we wanted to let our audience know who you are and how you became such a talented developer. So, without further ado, Shanna, you could start out.
Yeah. So, where did we find you in the first place?
I'm pretty sure Evan contacted me through YouTube. I don't know if he found me on YouTube or it was from LinkedIn, but one or the other. Definitely, most likely the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So, me and another coworker of ours, Justin, were scouring through YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and we found you on YouTube and we contacted you. How's the channel going?
I slowly but surely on the rise. Lots of new fans and people are coming to my channel, and it's been a really long journey so far, but it's been worth it. I'd say just growing, just slowly, but it's working out right now. Been posting some fun videos, and I recently just did a really different video for my content, and it's doing really good already. So
Awesome. Are you
So,
still on that grind for that
yeah,
60,000?
yeah, I'm trying to get to 50,000 as soon as possible, but you know, it's going good. It's going good.
Awesome. Awesome. Best of luck. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Shanna.
there's a lot of stuff that you could make a YouTube channel about. So, what made you choose Roblox as this is the thing I'm going to start creating content for?
Well, I noticed that there's like only a few famous Roblox Studio tutorial YouTubers out there, and one day I was just like looking for a tutorial myself, and I couldn't find it. I decided to teach it myself and build it my own way, and then I realized that like I've always wanted to do YouTube since I was a little kid, and I have been like I've been doing YouTube since I was little, and I decided to just post the video that I couldn't find, and then it just basically kickstarted like everything and just blew up. And I mean, I Roblox is just such a easy, like I guess you could say it's more kid friendly, so it's a really nice environment, I guess you could say. So I'd say it's like Minecraft and Roblox is a great environment for kids and people my age, so that's kind of what I started on. um but yeah, I
Well,
just
awesome. Awesome. So, what was the first game you played that made you feel like you wanted to make your own game?
well, the first game I played and basically made was Coco. It was a fun, trendy, like horror piggy game on Roblox, and it was developed with a friend of mine. And it blew up and gained around 13 million player visits, which is like a ton. And I decided, like, why not make my own game? And I basically have been doing games for a while now, like just on Unity and Unreal Engine and like other programming languages like Java and Python. And I was like, kind of Roblox is like pretty fun. Like I love playing Roblox, and it's such like a great environment, and like there's so many things you can do in it. So I was like, I might as well just build something on Roblox, and it just kind of got everything started because I love the idea of building my own game and earning money from it or something like that. So it's really nice.
Wow.
So, you
That's
mentioned Unreal and Unity and Python.
Yeah.
So, did you have to take classes in school? Like, did you teach yourself how to use these? Did you use other YouTube videos?
Yeah, so I am a self-taught like person, like I'm a self-learner. I teach myself everything, and I haven't really taken any classes. I kind of learned it the hard way through Google and just YouTube. And that's kind of another reason why I decided to do like a Roblox channel, is because like I've searched everything up and it's always been on YouTube. And it's like, oh, well, like people need these. Like, if you're learning a programming language, like there's YouTube and that's a free class. So might as well make a channel off of it and then gain money from it or something in audience. And it's I love teaching myself, and it's nice if that I teach myself, I teach others in the process. Like sometimes I film a video and I'm just like literally learning on the spot while just teaching them. It's really funny. But I have took like other classes like in school for programming. But I learned the rest of it myself, like Lua and everything for Roblox. I've taken Java in school, but it just gets you in tune with like how programming works and what to learn about it. But it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
That's
that's really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much that you can learn on YouTube, and
Yeah.
it's great that you wanted to create your own channel for it because, you know, I learn everything from YouTube. I can do this
Yeah.
because of YouTube, like it's
Yeah.
something that when there's a need, it's great to jump on. It's something
Yeah.
you learn in business school and
It's
entrepreneurship as well.
perfect.
So that's great. So with all of that, what advice do you have for other people that want to make their own games, whether it be Roblox or Unity or Unreal, anything?
The best advice I have for others trying to make their own games would to not like rush the process. When you rush the process of building a game, you kind of like lose your thought and your creativity and like just like the main aspects of it. And it's like saying when you rush things in the end, they just won't turn up. They won't be the way you want them to be. And I've kind of learned the hard way. And my friend did when we rushed Coco. I mean, I told him not to rush it, but he did. And kept putting out updates with bugs and issues, and like there was no storyline to it. And it went from like 12,000 players a day to like 100 a day, and it was really bad. And I mean, that's why the game's not like a thing anymore. But in the end, like if you rush something, you aren't able to like learn from your mistakes and fix them in the process. And there's so much to build like a game. It's nearly impossible to finish one if you rush it. And that's just my one thing that I learned about building a game or just doing anything honestly in general. Just rushing things is something you shouldn't do. But
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's definitely good advice.
yeah.
So going off of that, you are a student,
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
And it is now summer vacation, so you have a lot of time right now. But when you
Yeah.
don't, how do you find that balance? Like, because coding something, having a YouTube site, that's a lot of time commitment.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that and your other commitments that you have,
So
like school, family?
yeah, so it's really hard because I mean, I like, while doing this game and I have been working for another like people and all this other stuff, it's really hard to balance it all out, especially when I was in school. Like I just had no time to work, and I wouldn't say I would rush it, but I would kind of like just like write down what I needed to do and then just complete a task each like time by time. And I wouldn't like by not rushing them, I would just make sure I get them done and then make sure they're good and then, go on to the next one. But I mean, I guess you could say you rush it by like trying to get them done as fast as possible, but I make sure they're what I wanted them to be. And with balances with school and like everything, it's kind of crazy to think about because like I in school I've been doing two sports, relationship, friends, multiple jobs, and all this stuff. And I have great grades and everything, but I feel like going to do game development and like as my job or just like YouTube and stuff. It's fun to relax. That's my relaxation. I'm never like not doing anything. Either I'm like doing homework, school, or something else, or activity, workout, or I'm just doing work like YouTube and stuff and game development. But yeah, I have to balance that out somehow, and I do in the end, which is crazy. But yeah,
Aw- Awesome. I mean,
I
honestly, like
feel
there's a lot of adults that can't do that,
yeah,
myself
yeah, I
included
feel a little
sometimes.
tired,
So
like
yeah, it's
hearing
really
about your
hard.
schedule.
It's really bad. I don't know how I do it. I mean, gosh, especially with school and then sports, it's a killer. So, but I do it. So,
definitely.
guess I'm a workaholic already. I guess I don't know.
I mean, it's not a bad trait to have for a little bit. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
don't make that your life. But
yeah.
that's it's awesome though. I mean, I was just about to ask you if you had a job at the same time, and
Yes, I have
so,
I would say so like YouTube is one of my jobs and then but that's more my hobby and it's fun. But
mhm.
I still have a lot to keep up with because people, want me to post daily and if I'm going to keep growing, I got to make sure I'm posting that weekly schedule and if I don't get that, I'm like, "Oh gosh, that's not good." And then I do have another job here. I work at like a fast food place. Kind of like family business, but it's a lot of fun. And then I would say I work with you guys and I have like two other people right now that I'm working with, but just like building another game, it's a lot, but yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, that is quite a lot.
So
Yeah.
there isn't much of a segue for the next question, but that's okay. So
All
What was
right.
what has been the most challenging part of learning to make these video games for you? I mean, aside from
um
just not finding it on YouTube, like, was there anything else?
yeah, I think just in general would be the programming side. Like I personally, creativity and like creating the fun parts of a game are not hard for me. And like the main part of a game is programming. I mean, and the design, of course, like designing a game, but you need programming, and
Right.
that's like, especially since you're self-taught, it's kind of hard to learn. And like I've actually like hired a few people, and I've just learned from them, like their scripts and stuff. And it all kind of turns out in the end, but like the programming is like the one thing, it's just crazy. Like I have the ideas, I'm like, oh, I want to do this and this, and then I'm just like, okay, I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. So, and then sometimes it's not on Google or YouTube, and then I'm like, oh God, what do I do now? So then
Now you
that's
really got to figure it out.
yeah, and then that's when it's like you learn. And I've done that. I actually have done that plenty of times in the past, and
I'd,
I'm pretty happy for that. So
I'd like for at
yeah.
this point in the video, if you can find some footage or just get some footage of like all that coding that you had to do for our game, that
Yeah.
like scripting, I would love to be able to showcase like, hey, this is what he's talking about right here. Like, there's just
Yeah, no, yeah, of
there's
course.
thousands of lines of code that he had to learn how to do for this
Yeah.
game. So
It's a lot. But
yeah,
it's
that's awesome. Like,
pretty fair enough.
yeah.
So
Um,
outside of programming, which is its own monster,
mhm.
what other skills do you think you need to be like a video game developer or a programmer? What are the things that that you really really need to be good at to make a game work?
Um, I like I think creativity is a good thing, really. I mean, there's a lot of like a lot of skills out there you can have, but creativity is something important. And I feel like just like, because if you I mean, and motivation, creativity and motivation, and motivation is not really a skill, but like, I mean, you gotta, if you don't really have a lot of creativity, and then the motivation's not there either, it's kind of like, oh, like you just don't want to do it, you don't want to finish this. And I kind of wrote this down, but like I learned from my mistakes a lot. And I don't know if that you could say that's like a skill, but like failure to success in game
Mhm.
design and like the aspects to it, like you can't just like, it's not like a win or fail, it's like a fail, 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 and then to win. um and you just learn from your mistakes. And like, I mean, in other parts of like game design and like just doing all that kind of stuff, I working with others, I think being a leader and like a good teammate's a good thing. And being responsive and communicative and making sure you're giving like feedback and input on everything's important too. But yeah, stuff like that is really good.
Yeah, and
So
like you
would you
said,
say
like,
that you sorry, go ahead,
yeah,
Evan.
I was gonna say, like you said, like learning from your failures, like that's just something that creating your own business and start doing a startup, that's something that
Yeah.
people say all the time. A lot of startup people that have successful startups had about three or four prior failures, and
Right.
they just
And
learned what they did wrong the first time, and they made sure that they didn't do that again.
yeah,
And
and
that's
that's very true. And like, I mean, I've done that plenty of times with developing a game, and then in the end, it like turns out it's much better and it's what you wanted. But like with YouTube right now, like it's like 80% of my people aren't subscribed, and I'm like, oh, like this is time. Like, am I gonna keep going with this? Like, oh my gosh.
you
But
just gotta
yeah,
start capturing that.
I know. I'm just like, I want it to just get 100,000 already. I would just like looking at my statistics and then analytics, I would be at 100,000 if people click the button, but it's okay.
Guys,
It's
just
pretty
like and
funny.
subscribe, like and subscribe.
It's pretty funny. Uh,
There we go.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Shannon,
kind
I
of
know I
building
cut you
off
off.
of that, yeah, no, it's okay. I thought it was really interesting that you talked about motivation because it's not a skill, like to be able to stay focused on something. So when you're not feeling motivated, like when you come home from your other jobs and you're like, I'm exhausted, but I got to do this because I need to keep everything up.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself going?
So that's just like right is what you said. Like I mean, I'm like, I everyone, like my friends, they're not really doing what I'm doing right now, and I'm just like, I guess that could be my motivation, like just seeing how like I don't know, it's more like I want to be successful in life and stuff, but like
Hmm.
yeah, I just like I'll come home exhausted or something, and I'm like, I gotta get this done, or I'm just like, I can't, I have to do this and this and this, and I don't know, that I guess that just keeps me going. And sometimes when I'm programming, I do have times where I just like, I'm so done. I'm like, okay, I need to take a break. That's like another thing about like building a game is like, if you run out of ideas and you're just like, don't want to continue, just stop, because like, just stop that day and take a break and do it again sometime when you're ready. Cause that's when like the motivation, the fun, like creativity and the real stuff comes together. It's like when you're in the mood for it. Like that's how like, I mean, even just with work, like, people have a bad day or something and then they're just not in the mood, but you should always do what you want. Like if you're focused on like, I'm doing like YouTube, I want it, like, I'm like, oh, I would really want to just keep growing. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this right now and just get it done with. But then sometimes I'm just like, I just can't. So I just stop, take a break, and then do some other stuff, something like that. But yeah.
That's a really
knowing
good
your
skill
limits
to
is,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
knowing your limits is great. It's perfect. You need
Yeah.
to know that. So
Yeah, knowing your limits. That's good word. That's perfect. That's the way to put
know
it.
your limits. Honestly, there's plenty of times where I've needed to know where my limits are too in the real world, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't add this to my workload. I don't have the time for that.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good
You can't
skill to
always be a
learn
yeser.
now.
Yeah.
Yep. You
So
can't
that's
always
what.
be a yeser because at the end of the day, that might be detrimental to you at the job. If you just say yes and you can't get it done, then it
Yeah.
might be bye. That's,
Yeah. No, that's
so
a perfect way to put it.
awesome.
Um,
Are you all set with that question? I think there another part of that question, Shanna.
I think there was, did creating this game teach you
I have that. I
anything?
have
And
one more.
then
Yeah, I have
like,
one more.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
why did you choose
uh,
Roblox? And
yeah. So yeah, mine was the did creating this game teach you anything about how you work best? So, are you somebody that needs to be under pressure and stuff like that, or did you find that going off the game, planning this out was what helped you out with it, something like that? So
I honestly kind of just what you said, like planning the game and like just taking time, like I said, like not rushing it, of course, and working on it is the best like way, because you just spending more time on something is the best way of putting it. But um I have a lot more I can build on and work on, especially with like the programming side, because I like that game could be much better and I'm going to keep working on it. I mean, I'll add some more updates later on, but it also like talks about how like some games do actually like connect to the real world, like just in general, like there's a lot of games out there that do, and on
Mhm.
Roblox as well. um and I think like just taught myself, teach me I do have a more creative mind and like new ideas and stuff, and you know kind of just how, like you said, I think spending more time on the game and planning things out was a good thing. Planning things out is the way to put it, for sure. Is the best way.
Definitely awesome. So well, Constantine, we are very, very excited to see the completion of this game. Do you know about how much longer till everybody can play it?
Um, not very certain. I'm gonna try and get it done between in like 2 weeks, maybe like a week probably, because I am leaving, of course, on vacation soon here. So I'm probably gonna get it done by this next week or so, and should be able to play, and everyone should be able to mess around and have some fun. But yeah, be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So can you let everyone know where they can find you?
You can find me on youtube.com/twinplayz or _YT, or you can just find me on Roblox and just search up Twinplayz Dev, and then the game should be also on there on my profile, and it should be on your guys' website and everything like that. So
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yes,
anywhere works.
relatively soon. Relatively soon. We're so excited for it. So, guys, if you
Yeah.
liked this video, please click that like button. It really does help out the channel. You can ask Constantine here.
Yeah.
Also, feel free to check out Constantine's channel as well. His links are going to be in the description down below. Also, subscribe to our channel to see more content that showcases how video games and apps help kids with real-world skills like planning, organization, and focus. And until next time, check out our other content on our website, lw4k.com. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.